My mom actually is metaphysical. We found out some stuff that you used to study metaphysics.
Cool.
Yeah. So.
And I had to ask her what is that.
So do you want to go into it a little bit at all?
Well, it depends on what branch of metaphysics you're studying, and sort of, I mean, the term metaphysics has been, the meaning of it means something different now than obviously what Aristotle meant when he wrote his first books on metaphysics and invented that term. I mean, now it kind of suggests more of like a new age way of life, which actually I'm also interested in those new age books, which more have to do with visualizing the future you'd like to manifest into reality. And that kind of has more of a metaphysical, you would call that like a metaphysical book. But originally, it was philosophers trying to trace back the study, the origin of the soul, and how the origin of reality came to be. Like, so how did we end up here in the studio today? You know, it concerns the Big Bang Theory, or, you know, whether or not this reality is really, really happening in real time. And, you know, it's just that there's so many different branches, but it's a science of questions, no answers. But I think people who get into metaphysics go to universities to study it, to like sit in groups together and talk about why we're here. And it ends up, it starts with like talking about ancient philosophy, but it kind of leads to more conversations about how do we become more innovative with technology, so we can find out what happened at the beginning by getting closer to the end, to space, really.
Yeah.
Space travel now, getting closer to seeing what's
I
out there.
brought it up on the radio, and people went crazy when I said that I go, yeah, you're walking down the street, but do you realize that the planet is in the middle of space right now?
Yeah, it's
and
wild.
It blew people's minds.
Well, it's wild.
I swear.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm like, you may be driving down the freeway, but the freeway is in the middle of space right now.
well, it's just such an interesting thing to think about. I mean, God, I'm obviously not the first person to present this question, but if we all collectively started to think about what else was out there and pooled all of our imagination, which is the most important thing, and then resources and knowledge and money and intelligence towards what's out there even further.
Yeah. Well, they said now there's planets full of diamonds. I read about a cloud that's all alcohol. It's like humongous. Like, you can just go on forever with all this stuff.
Richard Branson has been very helpful in our advances with space travel, and he's going to continue to kind of, I think, push us all forward with making it really easy to...
Yeah, what's his name that did Avatar? And
James Cameron.
James Cameron. Now he wants to mine comets, or I don't know.
Really?
I'm way out of my element right now. I'm trying to act like I'm smart, but I'm not.
I like this talk.
Yeah,
This reminds me of home.
No, it's really good, though, because it's like, it's in talking about it where it all begins, and that's something, you know, that, like I was talking earlier about the spirit of the 60s and the early 70s, kind of before Vietnam. I mean, everyone was, you know, so conversational, and everyone was throwing out all these ideas, and it's why technology jumped the way that it did. It's because we all, started talking.
You said something